welcome to Cooking with Nonna. Today I have the pleasure of having my own Nonna Romana with me on the show.
Hello everybody, I am Nonna Romana.
And today we're going to be making some pugliese Christmas desserts. So what are we going to make first?
I'll make torrone.
And we're making an almond torrone today, which is a very traditional pugliese dessert from Mola di Bari, where we're from. Super easy, super fast-ish. We're going to start with some raw almonds. Everything goes in together. Some sugar.
Sugar, yeah.
With some lemon zest. We use zest in almost everything in Puglia. It's amazing. We have some white vinegar and just a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of water. Okay. Now, Nonna's going to start stirring this while I turn the heat on. And when you make torrone, which is just a candied almond, we're really caramelizing all the sugar. It's melting down and actually burning. And it's going to coat all the almonds and make it into kind of a toffee when we set it out to cool. Now, when you make torrone, the most important thing is to stir it all the time, right?
Yeah. You gotta turn anytime.
And in the same direction. Nonna's turning it clockwise.
Direction. Yeah.
And as you see, the sugar is starting to melt down a little bit.
Yeah.
It's becoming liquidy. And what's going to happen is that this sugar is going to melt. Then it's going to come back and it's going to be all white and crusty. And that's when you have kind of a candied almond, kind of like the ones you see in New York City, the nuts for nuts stands. We're going to take it a little bit further than that because after it turns white, it's going to melt down again and burn and become that amber caramel color. And that's what we're looking for here. Now you can really start to see the white crust that's forming around the almonds. And I'm going to take over because I imagine Nonna is exhausted. This is a really easy recipe to make, but you might want to do it with a buddy. Just in case you don't have that bicep strength developed. Nonna's been doing this for a long time, but yeah. So Nonna, you make the best torrone, right?
Yeah, for me
in the whole family.
Yeah. So my sister, I talked about the other day, she told me she make the best torrone.
Your sister in Italy.
Yeah. I said, told me the way you do. And she told me the way they do the torrone in Italy. I said, really, I make the best because you put double sugar. And now, nobody they want to eat too much sugar. So, it's better mine, not yours, I say. I'm sorry. It's so good, my torrone.
See, Nonna's in America, so she's very aware of her carbs. So, Nonna, you take over this, because I'm a little tired, I gotta say.
I know.
I'm weak.
And you think, Rossella, am I right?
I think you're right, yeah. Absolutely. So now our sugar is starting to melt, and from here on out, it is all smooth sailing. I'm going to go ahead and prepare our tin foil that we're going to spread our torrone on to cool. And I think our torrone is ready. So let's get it onto our foil. And I'm just going to take a spatula and spread it all out. You can use a wooden spoon, but I like to use a spatula because it's got a nice flat surface. And you want to spread it into a rectangle as best you can. Get it even so you make nice even squares when you cut it. Now, be careful not to touch any of this right now because it is very hot. Don't try and just shove some almonds in your mouth because you're hungry and you can't wait. I've done it. I have the scars to prove it. Not a good idea. So our torrone has been cooling for about 5 minutes, and we're going to cut it with a knife now because you don't want to wait till it's completely cooled because that'll break up all the almond pieces. So you just cut it into squares with a really sharp knife and peel back any foil that's stuck to it, and you should get pieces that look beautiful like this. See that? That's lovely.
It's so good.
Let's try a little piece. Just a little piece.
Everybody like. Just a little one.
Here.
Okay.
That's all right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I love Torrone. I love the way we make it because of the lemon zest that really sets it apart. And it's not too sweet. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Yarina's wrong. Not too sweet. You win. So we have our Torrone all done. And now we're going to start our Bocconotti. So our Bocconotti are basically a stuffed fried cookie. What sounds better than that for Christmas, right?
Yeah.
You like
I love-
Bocconotti, right?
Yeah, I love too much.
Okay, so what's the first thing you want to do?
You gotta do first the pasta reale.
Now we're going to fill our Bocconotti with
Yeah.
pasta reale, which is
Yeah.
literally a royal paste. But pasta reale is just a mixture of ground almonds and a zest of some sort. Of course, we're using lemon and sugar. So we're going to add some lemon zest, some very fresh lemon zest. I can smell it. Some sugar. And the secret ingredient, we have our vin cotto. Now, vin cotto is just a wine reduction, but this is a cotto di fichi, or a fig reduction. And this is made in Italy. We make it every summer. After the figs bloom, we sun-dry them for quite a few days. And after they're all sun-dried, we boil them down. And whatever we boil is then put into a very clean pillowcase and strained out into another pot, and then we boil that, and then it comes out like a very thick, syrupy reduction, and it's delicious. And when we make it in Italy, we usually bottle it in a very classy packaging, like so. This is a soda bottle, and we duct tape the top, and you hope to God it doesn't open in your suitcase on the way here. And we save it for the winter and for Christmas time when we typically use a lot of vin cotto. So we're going to use a vin cotto that is imported from Italy, but we didn't smuggle it into the country ourselves anyway. And how much are we going to add here?
Okay, you try it like that. That's enough. You gotta mix.
Okay, so we're going to mix this up with a fork. And you don't want it to be soupy or anything. You really just want all the almonds to have a nice coating of vin cotto.
It's so good.
This is good.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. I think it's perfect. I think we got enough vin cotto in here. Let me just taste a little bit. Oh, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Tastes just like figs.
Yeah, very good. After you gotta make a pasta, about the flour.
So we have
You know the way they do that.
our dough, and this is actually the same dough that we use to make cartellata. So this is a pastry dough that is made out of white wine, flour, and oil. So if you want to know how to make this dough, just go back and watch the cartellata show. So you're going to take a little bit, right?
I gotta make a panzerotti. Bocconotti.
We are going to make some bocconotti.
Make just for one.
Yes. So Nonna's going to roll out some dough for our bocconotti. And a bocconotto is actually very similar to a panzerotto, which we have also made before. And we like pocket-shaped food in Puglia. I don't know why. We like little pockets. We like to stuff things. We like to eat things that we stuff. Don't ask me. I don't know who originated this, but I think it's a good way to make food. So now we're just going to cut our dough into 4 different pieces. I'm just going to spoon some pasta reale into each bocconotto.
Mm-hmm. You gotta make all same size. Not too much. Okay, leave from over there e put over here, so?
Is that all right?
Yeah.
We'll leave that one like that then.
Okay.
All right, now the secret to closing these, so you just fold them over, and Nonna always says, push nice.
Yeah, push nice. The other way they open, all the stuff come out in the hole.
Make sure you push
you
nice.
know why and everything.
Because if you push rude, the dough's going to open on you, just to get back at you. And now we're going to take a ravioli cutter, and we're going to cut along the edges. And you want to make sure you leave enough room so that they don't open. You want to leave a little bit over the edges so you don't want to cut too close to the filling because they're going to open up in your dough, and that's not going to be good. There we go. Okay.
Very nice.
And the
Bocconotti.
final step,
They call it Bocconotti. In Italiano, they call it Bocconotti.
we want to pierce each bocconotto with a fork. This way, all the heat has somewhere to escape and they don't explode in the oil. There we go.
Very good.
So now we're ready to drop our bocconotti into the olive oil and ready to start frying. There we go. Let's get our last one going. I'm going to give Nonna some tongs. So now while Nonna's frying our bocconotti, I'm going to get our vincotto ready to dip our bocconotti in. I'm just heating this up a little bit so it loosens up and it's easier to coat all our bocconotti. Get that all in here. Okay. And you want to fry your bocconotti until they're this beautiful golden brown color. So these bocconotti have been frying for about 5 minutes, and as you can see, they've turned this beautiful golden brown color. I'm just going to grab a plate, and we can take them out of the oil. Now we want to wait until our bocconotti are completely cooled before dipping them in the vincotto, because otherwise they're going to get a little bit too mushy. So wait for them to cool off and then dip away. So our bocconotti have been cooled and we're ready to dip them all. Just going to get our platter. And okay.
Okay, I
Yeah.
put on this.
Make some room here. And our last one. Oh,
Nice.
great. These look amazing. Now I want to taste one, so we're going to cut one open so you can see. Oh, and that looks beautiful. Kind of like a fig jam. Now, you want a little piece here?
Okay, thank you.
So we're going to have just a little bit of bite. Mmm.
So good.
It's delicious. It's really nutty. And you taste the figs all
Very
through.
good.
Outside, inside, the dough is cooked perfectly. This takes me way back to my childhood Christmases. Thank you for being my Nonna today and
Thank
every
you.
day.
Thank you for you. You listen to me, you will learn everything I say for you. Okay, my beautiful girl. Okay.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Buon Natale, Merry Christmas, everybody.
Ciao.
Ciao.